Welcome to the PCM ServiceNow Problem Management tutorial. Before we begin, let's review some basic navigation within ServiceNow. The area at the top of the window is the header pane. This shows your company branding, current username, global search field, logout button, and settings button. The area to the left is the application navigator. The items in gray that can be collapsed or expanded are referred to as applications. The items within each application are referred to as modules. To the right of the application navigator is the content pane. This is where the forms and lists that you'll be working with in ServiceNow will be displayed. Let's begin by creating a new problem record. There are two ways to do this in ServiceNow. The first way is to create a problem from an incident. The second way is to create a problem directly from the Create New module within the problem application. We'll begin by creating a new record. Let's begin by reviewing the problem form. At the top, you'll notice a process flow diagram. This shows the different stages in the life cycle of the problem and corresponds to the problem state. We can also see the number and priority fields. The company is pre-populated based on the user creating the record. The affected service identifies the business service or application that is exhibiting symptoms of the problem. This is used to indicate where users or customers will experience or be affected by the problem. The known error flag, if checked, indicates that the problem has been identified as a known error and that a knowledge article has been created. The knowledge article that is created is referenced in the KB known error field. The change request field references the current change request that is being applied to fix the root cause. It appears on the form if change management is in use. If change management is not in use, there is an alternate field that we will show later. The assignment group identifies the group that owns or supports the service that is affected by the problem. The Assigned To field represents the problem owner, who is accountable for the problem throughout its life cycle. The Work Notes list contains users or email addresses that will receive notifications that are made when the problem is updated with Work Notes. This should be used to update anyone with an interest in the problem or to hold the problem team who will be investigating. Next, we'll look at the Problem Detail tab. The short description is a brief summary of the problem. It should be easily identifiable from a list view. The description is a detailed account of the problem and should include the nature, magnitude, location, and timing of the issues being experienced, as well as any error messages. This field is used to build the content of the known error article in the knowledge base, so it should be clear and descriptive enough to be used by service desk staff as well as end users. Steps to reproduce holds detailed step-by-step instructions for recreating the error state. There may be more than one path that leads to the error, and all paths can and should be documented here. This field is also used to build the content of the known error article. The workaround describes how the error can be avoided or mitigated if this information is known. This field is also used to build the content of the known error article. The vendor field identifies any third party engaged in the investigation or remediation of the problem. The vendor case number field can be used to record the external ticket number of any case open with the vendor. The follow-up field identifies the date and time to follow up with the vendor for the next step. This could be for investigation, further remediation action, or a date that a fix is due from the vendor. Finally, the Work Notes field is used to log any technical information involved in the investigation or remediation of the problem. These Work Notes will be sent via email to anyone in the Work Notes list. Now we'll look at the Cause Info tab. This tab holds information related to the root cause analysis of the problem. The problem configuration item is a reference to the configuration management database and refers to any item that is the suspected root cause of the problem. In some cases, it may be the same as the affected service, if it is an application, for example, or it may be an infrastructure component on which the affected service relies. The problem configuration item will be the target of any fix and change activities. Potential causes contains a list of suspected root causes that will be tested and either confirmed or eliminated as the actual cause. Confirmed root cause indicates the tested and validated cause of the problem. Note that there may be more than one root cause, in which case all causes should be listed here. Proposed fix identifies the actions that will be taken to eliminate or mitigate the root cause. This field is also used to build the content of the known error article. The target fix date identifies the date on which the fix is planned to be applied to the live environment. Finally, let's take a look at the Closure Info tab. The close code is used to indicate the status of a problem at closure. Close notes supplements the close code with additional information on the circumstances under which the problem was closed. If a problem is closed without a fix, this represents a risk to the production environment. In this case, the risk state can be used to indicate your stance, either accept, avoid, or mitigate, toward this risk. Note that depending upon your implementation, you may not see the risk state field. We will now walk through the problem lifecycle. First, let's add an assignment group to this record. Click the search icon to the right of the field, and select a group from the list that pops up. Next, we need to enter a short description and a description. Now we can submit the record or accept the problem. Submitting will save the record and return you to the previous page. If you want to remain on the page after saving, right-click at the top and select Save. The record will be saved, and you will remain on the form. Note that the problem state is still new. This is because, in order for the problem to move to the in-progress state, it must be actively accepted by a problem owner. Simply assigning it to someone is not enough. Clicking Accept Problem will move the problem to the in-progress state and assign it to you as the current user. Now that the problem has been accepted, it's time to make sure that we actually have a problem. Using information from reports, error logs, or other sources, determine if this problem requires further investigation, if we know the root cause or can determine a root cause, or whether this is not a problem that requires further investigation. If the problem is not reproducible, is attributable to user error, or will not be investigated for any reason, you can use the Close Not a Problem button. Clicking this will require you to fill in the close notes and close code before proceeding. For this example, I'm going to select Not Reproducible and enter a close notes. Then I will select Close Not a Problem again. This places the problem into the closed complete state and closes the issue. If you identify that a problem does require further investigation and remediation, you can post a known error and proceed to the investigation. Posting a known error requires steps to reproduce to be filled in. Once you've completed the steps to reproduce, you may click Post Known Error. If you know a workaround at this time, you may enter it here as well. Posting a known error creates a new draft knowledge base article, populated with some information from the problem record. The topic is known error, the company is the same as the problem, the source references the problem from which this article was created, the short description indicates the problem number and uses the short description from the problem, and the body text of the problem is filled in from the description, steps to reproduce, workaround, and permanent fix. If the workaround and proposed fix are not available, placeholder text will be used until the text is available. You may edit the contents of this article at any time. At this point, you can publish the knowledge base article to make it available to service desk staff and end users, or you may simply return to the problem to continue your work. You can return to the problem by clicking the icon next to the source field or by clicking the back button. This will return you to the problem record. Once a known error record has been created, it's time to begin the investigation. At this point, you can confirm the root cause, close the problem with no fix, or proceed to a round of testing causes. For this example, we're going to close the problem with no fix. Clicking the No Fix button will require you to fill in the close notes and risk state, and will pre-populate the close code with no fix. in the close notes indicate the reason why this problem is being closed without a fix. One example would be that it is too expensive to fix the problem. If you are using the risk state field, populate it with an appropriate code that indicates how you're going to treat this risk, whether you will accept the risk, take steps to avoid it, or take steps to mitigate. Once you have filled in those fields, click No Fix. This will save the record and put it into the closed incomplete state. If the problem requires further investigation, there are several different ways to log your activities against the problem ticket. One way is through the use of work notes. Enter some text in the work notes field and either click Update or right-click and save to remain on the record. The work note that you entered will be visible in the activity list at the bottom of the record. The second way to record problem investigation activity is through the use of problem tasks. Scroll down to the Related Links area, click New Problem Task, and fill in the form that pops up, the assignment group, and a short description. Then click Submit. The problem task that you just created will be visible in the Problem Tasks tab at the bottom of the form. Any work notes recorded to the problem task will be written to the activity of the problem record. Tasks can be reassigned between groups and users, and when finished, can be closed. Finally, you can track tasks directly on the Cause Info tab using the Potential Causes field. In order to test causes, you must identify a problem configuration item and complete the Potential Causes field. Once you have completed those fields, you may click the Test Causes button to initiate a round of root cause analysis. During your root cause analysis round, you can either confirm the root cause or identify that the problem is not fixed. Clicking Not Fixed will clear the Potential Causes field and allow you to restart a new round of root cause analysis. In order to restart the root cause analysis, you must enter a work note about why the potential causes failed. If you click Not Fixed and have not entered a work note, you will be prompted to do so. Once you have entered a work note, click Not Fixed again. The potential causes will show up in the work notes as well as the work note that you just entered. If you return to the cause field, you will see that the potential causes field has been cleared for new entries. At this point, you can confirm the root cause, choose the No Fix option, or initiate a new round of root cause analysis. Once you have successfully identified the root cause of the problem, it's time to confirm the root cause. This requires the confirmed root cause, proposed fix, and target fix date fields to be completed, as well as the problem configuration item if it has not already been done. Fill in the mandatory fields. And then click Confirm Root Cause. This will move the problem to the Working on Fix state. From here, you can prepare the fix to deploy to your live environment. If you need to engage a vendor in the fix for the problem, you can move the problem to a pending vendor state by clicking the Awaiting Vendor Fix option. This requires you to enter a vendor and a follow-up date. Fill in the fields, and then click the Awaiting Vendor Fix button. This will move the problem to the pending vendor state. From here, you can apply the vendor's fix to your live environment once it's delivered, or if the vendor will not fix the problem, you can use the no fix action to close the record. When the problem is in the pending vendor or working on fix state, your options will vary depending on whether change management is active in your instance. This example covers active change management. You can either create a new change to deploy the fix to your production environment, or you can associate the problem to an existing change. This is useful when a single change will resolve multiple problems. For this example, we will create a new change. Click the Create Change button. This will create a new change request record. The change request is populated with information from the problem record. Requested by is the problem owner, company is from the problem, as well as the assignment group. The configuration item comes from the problem configuration item field from the problem. And the change request description is populated from the confirmed root cause and proposed fix field. If we return to the problem record, we can see that the state is pending change. We can also see that the only available option is to update the record. This is because the problem is waiting on the change request to be completed. Change request completion will be according to the normal change request process in use for your environment. Completing the change will move the problem into the verify fix state. Once in the verify fix state, you can either confirm that the fix was successful or that the fix was not successful. From here, clicking Not Fixed will require you to enter a work note explaining why the fix was not successful. Clicking Fix Successful will require you to select a close code and enter a close note. Complete the mandatory fields and then click Fix Successful to close the problem. If there are open problem tasks associated to the problem, you will be prompted to close them automatically or not. Click Cancel to close the tasks manually, or click OK to close them automatically. Automatically closing the tasks will close them with the status Closed Skipped. If change management is not active in your instance, instead of the Create Change or Associate Existing Change options, you will have the Apply Fix button available to you, and the External Change ID field. This field can be used to record a reference to any external ticketing or tracking system that you use to track your changes. This field is optional and free text. For this example, we will enter a reference. When you are ready to apply the fix to your live environment, or when the fix has been applied, click the Apply Fix button. This will move the problem state to the Verify Fix stage. You will now have the option to verify that the fix was successful and close the problem, or that the fix was not successful and return to the investigating state. Clicking Not Fixed will require you to enter a work note. Clicking Fix Successful will require you to enter a close code and a close note. Fill in the mandatory fields, and then click Fix Successful again. This will close the problem. This concludes the PCM ServiceNow Problem Management tutorial. If you have any questions, please contact PCM. Thank you.